Hello. I have a blessing for us today. This is called Time Heals All Wounds. It's a little bit different than what we sometimes use or do because there are no words, there's no incantation or chant. You're just burning the herbs like you would if you had loose incense. So you're going to use a half teaspoon of mugwort, a half teaspoon of roses, a half teaspoon of oregano. You're going to use a half teaspoon of cloves. I used whole cloves. And then you're going to use a half teaspoon of cinnamon, a half teaspoon of rosemary. And you're not going to see it until after I light it, but you are also going to use 3 bay leaves. Again, you don't have to write anything on it. We're not adding runes or anything. So here it is, all full. 91 proof AC propyl alcohol as the catalyst. And you'll see here when I start to, once the fire is going, I will add the bay leaves. I don't know why I like adding, getting the fire going before I add the bay leaves. It's just how I roll. You can put them in there from the beginning. It's not going to matter. This is a blessing that was written with me by the Morrigan. I knew yesterday while doing a read for somebody that I was going to need to write a spell. I had no idea what we were doing, but this is a great idea. Time heals all wounds. This is a blessing that you can use. Oh, there goes the bay leaves. And like me, if you go to flick it in and you go a little bit crazy and you flick it out, not a big deal. Hopefully your desk, like mine, doesn't catch on fire. It didn't. I'm saying mine didn't catch on fire. That would have been horrible. We would have probably had to redo the video. I just paused it, picked up the leaf, put it back in there where it went, where it belonged, the little rascal. It was just on the other side. It's still in the salt ring. Um, but what I was saying is that this is the nice thing about this is it's anytime you're having a hard time letting something go, whether it doesn't matter what kind of wound it is. It doesn't matter if it's a wound of the heart. It doesn't matter if it's a wound of an of the ego. It doesn't matter if it's if you're more angry. It doesn't matter if you're sad. This is something that kind of just you use to help release those emotions. Now, the mugwort we use to bestow blessings, because this is, even though you're not speaking words, this is still a petition, right? It's still a plea. So, mugwort to bestow blessings, roses, it's for heart centered growth and balance, oregano for purification and to cleanse negative thoughts, cloves for warding against negative energy to kind of prevent other people's negative thoughts and energies to affect you. Because sometimes when we're just existing and minding our own business, um, we pick up on other people's energies. And that's where you have um, the thought loop of playing something over and over and over in your head. A lot of times that happens because somebody is thinking something negative about us, right? Or maybe they're talking about us. Cinnamon, which increases the energy. So to magnify and aid in speed in this blessing taking effect, um, and then also for healing. Rosemary. Did you know? Fun fact: rosemary is called the compass weed, and this is to point you in the right direction and offer clarity in a situation, clarity on what it is that you need to do to heal. And then you have the bay leaf, which is to help set aside ego and to lean into what needs to be learned. What lessons did I learn from this lesson? We can't necessarily stop negative things from happening to us. And even though they're unpleasant to us in the moment, they're they're learning lessons. There are things that we can take away from it. You know what I mean? So bay leaf will just help with that. What can I learn from this situation? And help us embrace that lesson. No one ever said lessons have to feel good. Honestly, life is really hard. And sometimes, especially if we have a wound um, that we need to heal, it doesn't feel great, right? I'm going to leave this here. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I hope you guys make good choices, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.